With the release of Module 32, we get the new 10-man trial, the Soul Harvest. This allows you to obtain a ton of new gear from Master and Advanced versions. So let's go through the basics you need to know to complete this trial. Just be aware, all this information has come from the preview test server and is open to change. I'll do my best to let you know if something does change in the comments below. So we will begin with part 1. You will first have to face these 2 demons. You're split into 2 parties of 5 and are in different biomes. And these biomes are very important as they have different mechanics. First of all though, get both bosses down to 50% health. Once you do so, their hit point bars are locked, and as soon as both demons have their health to 50%, these ghosts will spawn. Your first priority is to kill a blue ghost and a green ghost. As soon as that happens, the tank will get a blue bubble around them from killing the blue ghost, and the healer will get a green eye above them from killing the green ghost. The healer and the tank then need to go towards the maze. You can see here I open the map and I check where is the other team. Right now I'm in the ice location and I'm going to have to go to the green location. So I need to make sure I'm going through this part of the maze to get to the green area, the green biome, not to the red one down here where there's nobody. So I put a pin on that side of the map and then I have a sparkly line which can lead me there. Now you need to group up with your healer and you both need to go through this maze, and it is filled with traps. With the healer, they'll have the green buff, which will allow them to easily see the traps, so they could be the ones on voice chat navigating and leading the way where to go. The tank's blue buff here, the bubble, basically protects people who are within it from the damage over time that you get within this area and allows everybody to be able to see properly. Without the bubble, it's super hard to see in here. Now, while both tanks and healers are navigating their way through the maze, the damage dealers have a very important role. Again, as soon as both bosses are below 50% health and their HP bars are locked out and the ghosts appear, you kill a blue one and then you make sure to kill a green one as well. You then will see a timer under the minimap. As a damage dealer, you stay here and your duty is to increase that timer or at least keep it stable. And it starts at 80 seconds. So on the red side, fire, where I am right now, in order to increase that timer, you kill mobs and red ghosts and you go to the middle under the tree there and you increase that timer. The big advantage to also having a red buff is the fact you get damage reduction and you get heal over time. You will usually see a star above your head after you kill a red mob, but it sometimes just bugs out. Maybe they will have that fixed. But on red, super easy to get the timer up. Just make sure you're killing mobs and going back underneath the tree here. But then we have the ice area, blue. Turns out I don't have a recorded DPS perspective for it, but you see those pillars around. You will have one of them glowing, and you need to kill a red ghost and then stand next to the glowing pillar until it's no longer glowing, and that will increase the time, and you simply keep repeating that. The final trickiest one is green. You kill a red ghost and then you go to a pool and you stand in it and you wait. The trickiest thing is to have the damage dealers coordinated so they each have their designated pool. Again, you simply kill a red ghost and you stand within your purple pool and you wait while the plant grows. As the plant finishes growing, you will get a lot of points. So you will simply do that to increase the timer, and everybody needs to do it. Otherwise, you will fail and just lose all of your time and it will be a wipe. You can see there we just gained an increase burst of time because we successfully grew those plants in multiple pools. And that is it for part 1. You just need to have the tanks and healers go through the maze, swap sides, while the damage dealers maintain the time with the red ghosts and doing those proper mechanics in those areas. Again, for navigating the maze, you will have the tank with the bubble, mitigating the damage over time and making it so people can see, while the healer needs to navigate the way properly through the traps. If you just stumble through all the traps, you take so much damage over time. And this damage over time is percentage HP based, so you can't build defense against it other than deflect. For some reason they can deflect. So you just need to learn where they are and not walk into them. As the healer and tank, once you successfully reach the other side, the healer needs to deposit their green buff by the boss. And once you do so, the boss will become unlocked and you'll be able to kill the boss, but only by the time the other team has also reached the other side and deposited their buff on the boss. As the tank, make sure you grab the threat of the boss because you are new here, so just use a hard taunt. But once both demons are defeated, you're on to the second part, which is to kill the final demon. You can read the details here, but you will have to enter a portal, and it has to be a portal that is the color of the area that neither of the parties first started in. So for this team, it's red. I swapped over from spawning in ice, moved over to green, and now we all end up in red and have to kill the final demon. Again, it's very important that you take the portal to the biome, the area that neither team started in. You will get that boss to 50% health and then 2 more demons will appear. But on top of that, you will have a timer under the minimap there. And this timer needs to be maintained while you kill those 2 demons. So you're going to have to multitask, unless you have seriously high damage. And then you simply defeat the boss's health again to 0, and you've completed that, and you all get teleported to the ice arena. It will always be the ice arena. And this is where you're going to have to split into 2 parties. This is the third part, called Deposit the Buffs. Once you're designated into your 2 parties, you have to kill a blue ghost and a green ghost for your party, so that the healer gets the buff and so does the tank. You then need to lead the way, and you need to all 5 of you go together. This is very important. And then 5 people will on the other team will also navigate your way through. So you're going, all of you from the ice area, 5 of you to fire, and 5 of you to green. This is vital, and the healer has to have their buff to be able to deposit that buff at the other side, while the tank should have the buff so everybody can actually see and mitigate the damage over time when they move together. And don't just walk into all the traps like I'm doing here, or you will take a ton of damage and probably die. So you make your way. Again, you can pin on the map where you need to go, and you will also get a sparkly line to help lead your way. Once you do manage to get to the other side with your entire team, the healer needs to deposit the buff in the middle, and that will complete this part. Only once both healers have done that for their party on their side. So now you have 1 team in green and you have 1 team in red. And from there you will go to the next part, which will be the gate. I pin it there and we will be ready to go through this part in the maze. You can see now it says under the minimap, escape through the bridge. This means you've successfully deposited the buffs. This is now part 4. It is very important before you enter the maze again to get the blue buff and the green buff. Not as important, but without the blue buff, you're not going to be able to see properly. So all of you go together. Now the reason you want to have damage dealers with you as tank and healers is to be able to get that buff again to be able to go to the gate. Maybe some groups can do this sneakily where only a tank and a healer will go to one side while everybody else sticks with the other group, but that probably won't happen. So you all gather here to the gate. We kind of overshoot it a bit because we're just waiting for the other team as they appear to be a bit slow. So we all just waited around here. Again, stack on top of the tank. Now you will also sometimes run into 10A, the zone boss from your Thay map, and he will put hypo on somebody, this soak check. So you need to tank it all together. Ideally, you just don't run into him. So once you're all grouped together, you need to go onto that bridge and escape together. So the bridge is fairly easy, you just get to the other end ASAP. You will have some mobs which maybe you need to kill, you will have these red areas which will deal a lot of damage, so don't go into them unless you're ready to dodge. And yes, simply get to the other end of the bridge ASAP with everybody alive and you can move on to the final part. And that's pretty much everything you need to know to beat this trial. Again, be very aware you need to have everybody at this end point of the bridge in order to be able to succeed and move on. In master difficulty, that's 9 people, so only 1 person can die. In advanced, you just need 6 people there and you may succeed and proceed. This was a wipe because we only had 9 people in the team and we couldn't afford to lose anybody. So yeah, that's ultimately it. Part 1, defeat the 2 demons. Remember what those ghosts do. Part 2, kill the final demon. Very important that you go through the proper portal. Part 3, deposit the buffs. Do not die as the healer here in this phase. If you lose the buff, it's a wipe. And then finally escaping across the bridge. And that's everything you need to know for this trial in order to take away its rewards. Honestly, it will be really rough on advanced. People will probably be not that geared, and compared to the other advanced trials, this is a significant step up, particularly when people are not aware of the mechanics and the sheer amount of damage everybody takes. During that first phase, when you have to defeat the 2 demons and your tank and healers have left you, this is going to be really rough as damage dealers because you do not have the tank and healer to protect you from the mobs. You will need to have CC abilities. You will want to make sure you are killing those red ghosts to get that buff for the heal, for the damage reduction. But even then, the mobs still hurt like hell. There are some extra notes here where you're going to have Saz Tam occasionally putting some negative conditions on players. A special thank you to Dead Mano for listing them. You have ones which are going to disable like encounter powers or dailies or at-wills. Another, it's going to cause your at-wills to deal damage to you. Put these big bubbles on the area. Reduce your movement speed, etc. So the trial does have a bunch of random elements to add to it, but it is quite different from what we've had before, and it can be quite a bit of fun. Just make sure you have patience at the beginning as everybody learns what to do. Even if they've watched this video, read through everything, understand how to do these mechanics, you can still easily get confused and lost and wonder why things aren't working out. So it will just take some real experience to perfect things. But with that said, have some fun. Another special thank you to my channel members, and we'll see you guys around.